First, congratulations. And let me show you exactly what you've purchased if you're in the purchase versus if you've gotten the open source and free version of the website. Now, all of this website is centered around the AI agent that powers it, the AI receptionist, which speaks to people based on the information from your website. Now, in reality, there's a set of tools that power both the website and the AI agent. If you update them, it updates both. Now, these tools span over people, products, services, your company details like your company's location, address, opening hours, etc., name, whatever it is on the incorporation or papers. And on top of that, also your company's knowledge. And knowledge means all the content on your website as well as all the content on your blog. So a set of tools power the website and the AI agent. In our world, we call it the backend. So if you've gotten this website for free, you get just the front end, just the design, just the components, but none of it is functional with data, or at least not in the way that it could be, right? So if I say hello over here, an AI agent will load up, and I'm just going to say hello at gmail.com. And the AI agent is connected to the exact same data and information that is present on the website: the people, the products, the services, the company information, and the company knowledge base. All of it power that. That also powers what appears on certain components, like the design also feeds off that data. So just to give you an example, if I go into people here, these people are loading from the back end, not just here on the website, which means if you update it in the back end, it updates both the AI agent, it knows who's on the team and who's no longer on team, and also the website without you having to touch the code of the website or anything for that matter, right? Um, Another example of this are the company details that appear in the footer over here, right? This is also coming in from the backend. So you update that, you don't have to update anything else. You change your phone number, you change your email, you change your WhatsApp, your Instagram, whatever. Any of that changes, your company address, it just gets updated over here and also in your AI agent or AI receptionist as well, right? So we've covered that. And also let's see products. Similarly, products are also coming in from the backend. Again, you update your prices, you update your product names, you update your bundles or funnels, whatever offers you have ongoing. And all of that gets updated on the website and also on your AI agent. So that's the main big benefit that you get when you purchase the second Brain OS website operator AI agent, that it can update the data, and that update goes to both your AI receptionist and your website. On top of that, of course, the second Brain OS website operator AI agent is a companion to help you design, rebrand, update content, and make any change that you want or can imagine to this website. You don't need a developer, you don't need a fixed monthly bill. It can make all those changes, and you can just, all you need is like a Claude or Kimi or whatever it is that you use, that kind of subscription. I strongly advise using it with Claude Code, and that's how I've made this video, and you'll see how I use it with Claude Code to get it set up to a particular business. And to give you an example of the final result of how an AI agent can completely revamp this website, have a look at this one. This one is made for Tai Chi Holistics, that this AI agent updates entirely on its own. And I show you that process. This video is all about doing it, and I've used Tai Chi Holistics as an example, right? It's updated the copy, the sections, it's updated the flow diagram. It's all about Tai Chi Holistics and how that works out. It's updated these to show, oh, here are the types of problems and issues that we help people overcome. It's given a process on how that healing is actually done. It's told them about the and their approach to problem solving, about the way consults work. And if you go down to the pricing, let me go here. It's also shown exactly the products and offers that they have, right? And so all of these updates were made by the companion that comes with your purchase, which is the second Brainwest website operator AI agent, right? If you've gotten this open source, of course, you have the design, you have the components, but you have none of the functionality, unfortunately. And as always, of course, you can upgrade and add that functionality. You can have an AI receptionist that works here. And that exact same AI receptionist is also going to power your Instagram and WhatsApp in a single click. So no hard work for you there as well. So that's a bit about what we're getting into today. Uh, Stay with me, watch to the end. And I'm sure that if you spend a good hour today, maybe even half an hour, you will have a fully functioning, beautifully designed website that loads instantly, and your people and your customers and leads, I'm sure, are going to love it. If you're here, that means you've made a very strong intention to have a proper, heavy, well designed website. By heavy, I mean like heavy in the good sense, not in like, oh, it's going to take ages to load. It's a really, really fast website that you're getting. Now, broadly, you're coming from the open source world and you want to rip my website for absolutely free, which is okay. But just remember that you don't get a lot of the add-ons, the Second Brain OS website operator AI agent, which is the companion to this open source repository. While all the code for the design and the components in this repository is free, all the functionality and features actually come from the Second Brain OS. Stuff like the AI agent that talks to people who land your website itself comes from the Second Brain OS, both the full width one and also the one and the widget on the side. Then the data on your website, like products, services, employees, and your about me, as well as your company details, all also get updated from the Second Brain OS, which allows you to not touch the code of the website again and again to make those kind of updates. On top of that, the most important thing, analytics, forms, and knowledge, which actually make a real business, also come as part of the Second Brain OS website operator AI agent, which means when you're turning or going from this website all the way to a full spectrum business, which needs a Stripe checkout, which needs lead forms, which needs analytics to see what people did on the website, who paid, what products they purchased, then the analytics also come in handy and all that. All of that comes with the Second Brain OS website operator AI agent, and that's a companion which also helps you design, build, ship, manage this entire website. Like it's a done for you coding buddy, or done for you full-time developer without the load of you paying a salary that you buy one off and works with you all the time. So having said that, if you still want to clone it open source, use the design side, build your website, whatever, own the entire code, you absolutely can. And this doesn't mean you should stop watching the video. In fact, you should continue. See it all the way through, see all the different parts of the website come to life. The first step you want to do is head over to github.com and you want to sign up and create a brand new account, right? If you already have an account, you can just sign in. I'm just going to sign in with Google. I've just made a new account with this user ajan.to@secondbrainwise.com, who I'm going to be using to demo how GitHub is going to allow us to pull and make pull my code and make your website. Once you've signed up to GitHub, what you simply want to do is go into vercel.com and create an account there as well. Now, what you want to do is press sign up, continue with GitHub, press continue, choose the GitHub account that you're already signed into. You might already have a Vercel account if you're coming from a more tech savvy world. So just that. And you can just be like, I am working on personal projects, choose hobby for now, and you can call it my company, whatever it is you want to call it, or my business, or my second brain OS, whatever you like. And over here, do not create any projects, leave it empty. And from here, either you will be on the blog at omerkamil.com, which is about this website, how to go about it, or you will be on the open source repository. Either way, regardless of that, there will be a deploy button over here, right? And this deploy button looks like this. It has the Vercel logo, which is a white triangle inside a black circle, and a deploy button, a deploy text over here. You press this, it will pick up your Vercel account. Now, important over here, select GitHub as your Git provider, and over here, add Git scope. Now over here, if you are a first-time GitHub account user, like if it's the first time you've created a GitHub account and the first time you've created a Vercel account, then select all repositories. If you're tech savvy, what I recommend is clone the repo directly into your GitHub account and select that repository only, and you can go with the only select repositories option. For now, I'm just going to say install with all repositories. And so here, Git scope, your user. Now from here, you can call this whatever, my company, my business, my website, my second brain OS, your company name, whatever, whatever. I'm just gonna call this my startup, right? And click on create. And in just a few more minutes, your website, that ridiculously beautiful website that you saw, will become live and visible to the world. And so over here, if you want to be a bit of a geek and you want to see what's happening, you can click on the build docs and your website is live. And now you have a fully functioning live website, one that you actually own. Now, regardless of whether you purchase the website operator agent or not, you have a beautiful website. So just drag the domain from here into a new tab or right click a new tab, and you'll see that your website is live. Now, the design, the components, all can be used however you like. You want to use them with a coding agent, you want to mess with them yourself. you want to do anything, you can, but the functionality comes from the second brainwave services. So for example, the main thing, the chat, the website AI agent will not load. Similarly, on the home page, if you type in, like, let's say a random name and an email, that will also not load the chat component, the AI chat agent or the AI receptionist, because those are powered by the second brain OS. Um, Similarly, the company details will be dummy. The people details will also be dummy. So all of these are dummy people right now, and the products will also be dummy, etc., etc., etc. This is exactly why we need to the second BrainOS website operator AI agent to do our onboarding and make sure that the data connections of this website are intact and all the data comes to surface as real. So I'm just going to Command W, close the website. And I hope you've installed Cloud Code because we covered that in an earlier video. Um, I'm also assuming by the time if you have purchased the second BrainOS website operator AI agent, you've probably purchased the AI receptionist and also used Cloud Code to train your AI receptionist. If you've not, go back to the Cloud Code video to see how Cloud Code is installed and how that works, the basics of it. It's very, very simple. So I'm just going to assume that you've done that. What you want to do is go into your Finder or whatever. Your if you're in Windows, then I don't know what it's called, but where your files are essentially, you want to press Command Shift G and go into root. And the way is to press Shift and that key under the escape button, and you'll be here. Over here, you can create a new folder, and let's call this whatever that was. Let's call this my startup. And let me just go here. And from here is where you are going to be running Claude. So if you can head into the terminal, you can press Command Space and type in terminal, open. Why didn't that open? So terminal. Yeah, now it should open and clear. And let me just zoom, 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 clear again, and zoom a little bit more. Yeah, I think that size is good. So I'm just gonna type in CD and my startup and run my startup from here. And from here, I'm just going to type in Claude to start up Claude. And you're going to be asked if you trust this folder. You can just say, yes, I trust this folder. You should have the second Brain OS MCP installed. Again, that was covered in Claude Code with the second Brain OS video, or Claude Code to train your customer AI receptionist. And the way or the proof or the truth test for that is simply /MCP. And you'll see that the second Brain OS is connected. And you can just be like, hello. Oh, actually, you can be like website operator. And you'll see that this website operator agent is here. And you're just going to be like, hello, I have just, very simple prompt, made my GitHub and Vercel accounts, after which I took my website live to, and you can just paste the domain that Vercel gave you. So that was this one. Let's just copy link address, go back, and you can be like, that was this, and I need your help setting it up. Yeah, now from here, it's going to find the repository and pull that in. Now, I have to take a step here. I hope you understand. I have to log in with this dummy user's GitHub, right? And so I'm just going to say that, so I am logged in as Umair Kamil, the dummy user for which the needful needs to be done as different Git credentials, different credentials. What do you want from me? Right. Now it's going to ask you for your username. And what you can do is you can get your username from GitHub. You can simply go into GitHub and you'll see that your username is right here. In this case, it was ajan.ajanto. And another way to see this is you can refresh GitHub, by the way, and you'll see that, this one has come up. It was my startup. and you can just copy this, and this includes your username anyway. And the next thing you want to do is it's going to ask you for login, and I'm just going to say log out and switch. And after that, it's going to ask you where should it pull the code of the repository into for you to, work on this website, make updates to it, make changes to it. And you can just select this My Startup folder, submit answers. Now, at this point, you need to log into GitHub. And the way to do that is copy this command that it's given you over here. So copy it without this exclamation mark. You can just do this, Command C. And after that, open a new terminal tab, which you can do with Command T. And you can just run this. And then as soon as you run it, you'll see that there's a code here. You copy that. And then after that, you press enter. Now you're going to have to select the account, the GitHub account. In this case, it was Ajanto. So I'm just going to continue and paste that code that you copied. Again, that code was here. Press continue and authorize GitHub. And congratulations, you're all set. Just for your clarity, what's happened here is that you have set up Git command line, Git CLI, which allows the Second Brain OS website operator to work directly with the code that you have copied over from me, open source, and is now the code of the website that you own. Now with that, you can say thanks, all done, what's next? Now it's going to verify if you're actually logged in and if it's the right account. And you can see that, yes, you are logged in with the right account. And it's cloned here. One thing, you can slash model and choose Opus. I strongly recommend that. You don't need Fable, which is overkill, and you don't need Sonnet, which is a little bit under. Sonnet will do fine, but just in case, uh you can do Opus or Sonnet either. I recommend Opus. Now it's verifying everything. Now, if you don't want to press enter, by the way, you can just do shift tab 2 times, and you'll see this auto mode on over here. And auto mode on basically lets it continue without asking for permission. At any time you want it to seek your explicit permissions, you can just do shift tab and choose manual mode or accept edits on. So I'm just going to do accept edits on for now. And it's made a change. Now, the next thing is that it wants to see whether the change that it made landed in Vercel. Now, you can verify that yourself as well. And the way to verify that is go into Vercel and you will see deployments and you'll see if a change was made. And now over here, it says the change was blocked. That's perfectly fine. The AI agent will resolve it automatically. You don't need to worry. Now, the next step from here is it's going to try to install what's known as Vercel MCP. And you can just be like, you need to now install and walk me through Vercel briefly. Now, what you need to do is once it gives you the green signal, you just wait for it to finish what it's saying, give it a moment. Sometimes its responses can be very long. So what you want to do is press Control C twice, then clear, back into Claude, and resume this conversation. Now from here, you just want to type in /MCP once you've resumed, and over here you will have Vercel. And you'll see that it needs authentication, which means it needs to connect to your Vercel account. So you just go here, down arrow key takes you there. Over here, go into authenticate, and it will open in the browser. And from here, it's going to ask for permission to connect your Vercel account. Over here, just select my company, and you can just select my startup here, add one, and you can press allow. Authentication successful. You can go back and you'll be like, done, go, done. I think done's enough really. And now it's going to check if the changes it made went through. And if there's any issue, we'll be able to resolve that issue itself. Email is ajan.to@secondbrainos.com. At any point, if you want to interrupt it, you can just press escape. Now it's going to make another change to the website, like a minor one, just to see if it all goes smoothly. Here, if you want to see the status of things, you can go into Chrome, back where it is, go into deployments, click on refresh, and you'll see that something is happening. So now this one's gone through smoothly as well. Open the domain in a new tab, and you'll see the website opens, all is smooth, all is well. Now that a few things have been checked off, like you have the second BrainOS website operator AI agent ready, running, it's connected to GitHub, you've signed into GitHub in the command line with your credentials, and it understands that it's logged in as your identity and can make changes on your behalf. And then you've also added Vercel MCP to allow the second BrainOS website operator AI agent see if the changes it makes are actually going through to live to your actual website. Then once all of this is checked off, it's a good time to register your domain with Vercel and the second Brain OS because you want your website on your domain name. And you also want to activate your website chat AI agent, both the full width one and also the widget on the side. Now, naturally, you're going to be in one of two situations. Either you already have a domain name or you don't. If you don't, the easier thing to do is go into your specific project, which was in this case, my startup. And from here, go into domains over here and just buy one. And the domain comes here and it automatically links up to this project. It'll just ask for your permission. Much easier if you don't have one, right? But not so hard if you already do have one. If you already do have one, go into wherever you've purchased that domain from. GoDaddy, Namecheap, whatever. Log in there and find your domain. So here I am working with a partner slash client. And so their one is Tai Chi Holistics. And over here, you're going to press on manage, right? Now you want to copy this domain, copy it. And what you want to do is go into your workspace, not into your project. If you click onto, this part over here, you land in your workspace, go into domains, and you can just click on connect external. Then you type in that domain, press continue, and select project, and you can select this project, and you can say add domain. I must have made a minor mistake. Extra space, just something to be mindful of. No trailing spaces, an extra space, we call that trailing space. So continue, and again, select that project, add domain, and now what it's going to do is it's going to ask you to update the configuration of that domain, right? Now it's asked me to add what's known as a DNS record, right? And so that's an A record. You can also choose to do Vercel DNS, which is what I recommend. So instead, what you can do is you can do Vercel DNS and update the name servers, which allows you to fully manage this domain from here instead of where you've purchased it from. This makes your life easier because everything about your website then ends up being in one place, which is Vercel, as opposed to you having some stuff to do in GoDaddy or Namecheap and then some stuff over here. So I'm going to do the name server thing. So I'm going to copy these name servers. I'm going to go into domain, and over here, I have my domain already, and I'm going to go into name servers and custom DNS, paste this first one and also this second one, and press save over here. And this can take a little while to update. Usually takes just 3-4 minutes, but unfortunately sometimes it can take well over 24 hours, right? They on the safe side say 48 hours, but trust me, it happens way earlier for the majority of times. Like if you're unlucky, you get stuck, right? So you have your name servers updated. You'll give it a moment, it will refresh, and then a little while later, it will generate what's known as a SSL certificate, which means anyone who visits your domain, taichiholistics.com, for example, will be HTTPS and not HTTP. HTTPS means that when someone connects to that website, their communication, that client and that website, their communication is safe and it can't be intercepted. So that's really an important part of security. Give it a moment to generate that certificate, and once it's done generating, it will hook up the domain directly to your website, right? Now, what you can do is go into your My Startup, go into your domains, and verify that it's connected. You can see that it's already connected and it's connected to your main environment. And the way to see that is that you can copy over this domain and open an incognito, go here, and hopefully it should load the Tai Chi Holistics website. Now, once you've registered that domain with Vercel, it's time to register it with the Second Brain OS AI agent dashboard and also the Second Brain OS CRM. Now, if you're coming from within the funnel, you probably already have registered your domain with the Second Brain OS along with a public domain key from OpenAI. Now, if you've already done that, you can skip updating your domain here. If you haven't or want to do it again on the safe side, you can. So this is a quick one on how to verify your domain with the intent of registering it with the Second Brain OS. Starting September 2026, all domains that want to connect to the Second Brain OS, you need to prove that you own the domain. And so the process is very simple. What you want to do is go to your dashboard and you will see that when you now attempt to add a domain, it says verify your domain first. Now you need to add this as a text record with the value pointing to your user ID. Now you copy this, go over into wherever you manage your DNS records, open your domain first. I'm in Vercel, but across all hosting platforms, it looks like, sorry, across all domain buying platforms, it looks the same. So, for example, I have this domain here. I go here and it says I can manage the DNS records. Over here, select type TXT, which stands for text. Paste this as the subdomain, and then go back into your dashboard and copy this, which is your user ID. And you can press the value here, and you can just call it for verifying my domain with use to use it with Second Brain OS. This is unnecessary, this comment, but it's just for your reference. You can leave the TTL to auto 60, whatever, it's fine. Press add. And once that's done, then you can officially and you will be successful in adding your domain to the Second Brain OS. Without this, what's going to happen is it will just refuse. So copy your domain, paste that. And as always, you will need a domain key from OpenAI. And if you remember that, that's at allow list. I already added this domain to OpenAI, so I'm just going to copy that same domain key. Yeah, here it is, domain key. Go back and paste the domain key and press save. Now, if your domain is verified, it will accept it. If your domain is not verified, it will reject it. So that's important. This step prior, adding the TXT DNS record. If you don't add that, the Second Brain OS will now refuse it, saying that we can't verify that you own this domain. This is now really important to me because I've had situations where two users have tried to claim a domain. And of course, I don't know the reality, but this is a factual check of who actually owns the domain. Only someone who owns the domain can add a TXT record to it. If you don't own the domain, you can't add a TXT record, or for that matter, any record to it. So that's a bit about that. Quick one, and I hope this clears up any confusion. Once you're done saving that, the next step is to register your domain with the Second Brain OS CRM. So go bottom here, click on Deploy to CRM. The Second Brain OS CRM will open up. And then you want to go into Settings and into Inboxes, add Inbox, Website, call this website whatever. I'm just going to call this taijiholistics.com. Again, I just want to make sure I have the spelling correct. I do, yes. I'm very finicky about getting the spellings correct. And then you can just press create new, and you can assign yourself to this website, and you'll get this snippet. Now you need to give the Second Brain OS website operator three things. You need to give it this snippet, the public domain key from OpenAI, and also your your domain name itself. So let's go ahead and do that. Let me go back into terminal and just say my domain is igholistics.com. Domain key is this page from where you got the domain key. Copy that, go back into your terminal, paste that in that same sentence, and from Second Brain OS CRM. The script is, and going to the second brain OS CRM. Here's the script, and here, and then you can just paste this. Everything is good to go. Now, from here on, what you wanted to do is ask you one question at a time and give you what you need in order to have all the data coming through from a real data source, like your company details, if you have employees or if you're the only employee in your company, then just that. Then also, what's it called? Your about, also coming from your employee profile, your products and services. So now it's going to help you set up all of that. Just answer the questions, which are basically like, what's your business name, a little bit about your business, all of that stuff. And apart from that, you want to give it your core company details, like your like the physical address of your business, the contact phone number, the email, uh, who you are, like about yourself, who you want the face of the business to be, a short bio, photo, what services you guys offer, product if you have any digital products, ebooks, courses, etc., all of that stuff. And now wherever it's confused, it's going to ask for any question you didn't find the answer, it'll just ask you there. And I'll just be like, you can use the vague version for now because this is all for demonstration purposes. Contact for free and products right now. Um, I'll give you the real prices. If it still has questions, it's going to ask you. And so I'm just going to say, yes, pick the currency as USD. Separate, should the 8 named courses each become a separate catalog entry? Yes, separate entries, and submit answers. Now, once it's done with the entire setup, you have just one tiny task to do, which is that you need to go into the Second Brain OS, your dashboard, and that's secondbrainos.com, log in and look at your dashboard. And from there, you just copy your API key. Now go into your My Startup folder. Let's just go here. And I think it was My Startup. Yep. And over here, inside of My Startup, press Command, Shift, and Dot. And you'll see this file called env local. Now you want to open it with text edit or notepad, whatever it is that you have. And once you open that up with notepad, you'll see something like this. Let me command plus and zoom in. And over here, it says second brainOS API key. That's the only thing that it will be unfilled because the AI should ideally not put the API key there. A lot of people copy the API key into the chat with the AI agent. That's strongly not recommended and a little bit unsafe. So the safer thing to do is just to open this .env file, .env.local, add your API key and press Command Save and close it, right? And you can tell it it's done. Show me the website now. And just by the way, at this point, the website is running locally on your computer. Like it's doing that. And you can see it's updated a lot of the things now. Like if you go into the footer, the company details are coming from actually where the company is. The phone number is coming from what the actual company is. The chat will also hopefully be working. So if you click on chat, the agent loads and you're like, hello, are you there? Now, the AI website AI agent will only work if you did the needful in the previous step of the funnel. So that's not in this video, which is when we set up the basic AI agent. And so it's working out of the box. You just basically have to provide your API key. And so now the functionality is ready. Let's also check the products. So if we go into the products, we'll see that we have these products over here listed. And let's go into people. And so people will hopefully have Ajanto. Yep, Ajanto's here as one of the people. And if you go into the about, we saw this earlier, Ajanto's there, and the booking page for Ajanto is also there. So if you want to book with Ajan, there's there. The blogs are also loading. Everything seems to now be working on the website. Now, you can let Claude continue and investigate to its satisfaction to make sure to see if there's something that's not working. In my opinion, everything is fine. The next thing you need to do, it will tell you that anyway, is that you need to see where this env local file that you just updated. You need to go and upload it to Vercel. And the way to do that is quite simple. Over here, go into home first. So we start from the beginning. Click into your my startup, my website, whatever. Go here into environment variables, and over here add environment variable. So I'm just going to drag it into here. It'll pick up all of what needs to be picked up. Now, two things to note, you don't need these two, which are the GitHub repo and GitHub tokens. You can delete these two environment variables safely. The rest, everything you do need, because you want a working AI agent, you want the people from your team to be displayed, etc., etc., etc. You can press save, and then you can press redeploy. If you missed that, you can just go here and just click here and redeploy if that happens. And once you've made that update and given it a minute, you'll see that it changes the status to ready over here. You can also see in the deployments that it's ready. And go home. And just now you can just take this domain and open it in a new tab. And you'll see that the data is coming through fresh. So it's showing that company address. If we go to the about, it should be a profile about you, which in this case is Ajanto, a profile picture of Ajanto. And then on top of that, you should also be showing up with real products. So we can go here and the real actual products that are offered, level 1, level 2, G massage, medical Qigong, all of these real products should come in over here. And we can see that it's actually bringing real products. So real products flowing into your website, real data, and you're pretty much done. Now your website is up and running. Now, of course, the copy of the website has to be updated and changed in accordance with what's actually your business. And of course, the second brainwise operator AI agent will happily do that for you. So you can go back. You can just be like, I have updated the environment variables on Vercel. Now I need you to update the copy of the homepage based on the info I gave you. When you're typing this, add another line, and that line just needs to be, hey Claude, feel free to ask me any questions as you go along. Don't hesitate. And it'll ask you for more information if it needs to. Now, in this case, I'll like just base everything of the info you obtained earlier. And here is where the fun part starts. And the fun part is basically it updating your website in real time for you, like a developer, making sure that everything is aligned without you being bogged down in the technical details. Now, at this point, it's pretty much done and it's just verifying if things are okay. But you can go ahead into Vercel and you can see what the situation is. And so if you go into your My Startup website, go into deployments, and you'll see that it made a latest change. I was rewrite the home page. Once the status changes from building to ready, just open that domain up in a new tab and see the magic. It's updated the entire homepage. Healing and teaching through Chi massage in Chiang Mai, rehabilitation in Chiang Mai. The description over here, a paragraph, a clinic and education center grounded in medical Qigong and Chinese medicine, open to patients and students from Chiang Mai and abroad, part of the Association of Thai Traditional and Alternative Medicine. Then how treatment, teaching, and rehabilitation work together. It's done a really nice diagram. It's taken my AI agent diagram and shown all of that. Your first inquiry, a private consultation, acupuncture and chi massage, medical qigong, herbs, courses and classes, the instructor, rehabilitation, community care, and certain outcomes like relief from imbalance, responsibility of your own being, a path you can continue, patients and students from Chiang Mai and further afield. We open our services to students and patients internationally alongside the local community. We treat as I can't pronounce that, Sarafe Holistic Hospital and Rehabilitation Center. Cure shaped to the person in front of us, the problems that people come to them with, neurological, respiratory, women's health, post-surgical recovery, heart and circulation, stress and weight, senior health, study and instructor training, treatment shaped around your condition, not a fixed protocol, and then all of that. Treatment is never applied from a template. Ajanto evaluates what you present with, then draws acupuncture and chi massage. This image, of course, could be updated, and I can ask it, things that I notice as I scan through the website. Conditions: we welcome you to the clinic. And it's talked about that. This image could be updated, book a private consultation. These cards could be updated. There's no need for, this is not the flow of things. This is also irrelevant to them, but, can update. Care for the local community, whatever, whatever. The point is that it's done a fantastic job and making a lot of these updates. And all I need to do is be a human, go to the website now, and based on this version of the website, give it feedback as to what I see and what I wanted to update based on what I see. But it's done a really, really good job for a first pass. And it took quite a while. It took like 5, 6 minutes. Can take more because it's going to do a long pass after collecting all of that information for you. So be patient with it. Be patient with yourself, of course, and let it do its thing and let it wind up your website in a short amount of time. So for me, it took a maximum of 15, 20 minutes, as you saw, but the results are totally worth it. Might take maybe 15 minutes more to get it to the level I want to, but I'm sure all of this investment and time and energy, money, whatever, is really going to play off well. So just bear with it. Now, last thing, analytics. Out of the box with your second Brainwise website operator agent purchase, analytics come with it and they're enabled by default. So if you want to see how many visits you're getting every day, leads, purchases, all of those analytics get to your website automatically. All you have to do is come to the second Brainwise, click here. This is the analytics tab and see website analytics, and you'll be able to see everything from here. You'll be able to see your visits, where people are coming from, how much time they're spending on your website, what pages they're visiting, etc., etc., etc. What locations you're getting events from, for example, in this case, I'm constantly visiting from my location, which is currently Pakistan. What browsers people are visiting from. So I've done a lot of visits from my mobile to test the website. And you can also see them as single individual events, like a table. And you can see, oh, the last visit was at this time, and so on and so forth. Now, something really important about analytics. We live in a world which is now more privacy conscious than ever before, and I'm the same. And I think user privacy should be everyone's priority. I want it to be your priority just as it is mine, right? For that reason, analytics are anonymous, but if you want to get user identity data, then what you need is their consent and then for them to also declare their identity. We'll talk more about this in the forms video, the forms and data video. But for now, what you absolutely need to do is to add a cookie consent banner so that when people fill in the form and they've consented to cookies, if they're okay with it, then at least their identity gets declared. And you can see in crm.secondbrainrest.com against a phone number or an email that's already declared to you what activity they did on your website, like which form they filled, which products they showed an interest in, what products they purchased, if they booked their appointments with you, matched to their actual email or phone. Without that, if they don't consent or they don't give their email, you can still see what is happening on your website, but not see the actual identity of a specific person. This is really important because I want you to be compliant with the law from day one and not let it be an afterthought, because a lot of people only prioritize this after they get a legal notice. And now this is more common than ever, that if you violate users' privacy, or this is called a violation of users' data or users' data privacy, then you will get a notice at some point. Don't take it lightly. I've done it for you so that you don't have to worry about it. Your only job is to add a cookie yes ID, which enables the cookie consent banner. Let me show you how to do that. Don't worry, relax. I don't mean to stress you out, by the way. So you want to head over to cookieyes.com, create an account. Once you do create an account, they used to have like a free plan, but now the free plan is like, now the basic plan is $10 a month. Still pretty reasonable. So what you can do is you can create an account, and after that, you can just start your free trial. Over there you can put in your credit card details, etc., etc. And once you do that, you will generate a cookie yes ID, and that ID is what you need to come here and paste in the second Brain OS dashboard. Now that ID will be generated against your domain name. So just the same way you registered or connected your domain name to Vercel and then to the second Brain OS, yeah, agent dashboard, and then to the second Brain OS CRM, the same way you will connect to the cookie yes platform. You will also connect your domain to the cookie yes platform. Once you do that, you will have the ID. You will come to the second Brain OS AI agent dashboard, go into analytics, paste that ID, whatever, when you make that change, and press save, and it will update that. And then after that, once you visit, just to be clear, this ID is like a dummy ID, so that's why the banner won't load. Once you visit, the banner will start loading, right? It'll load over here. I can give you an example from my website. Actually, if you go to my website, the banner loads immediately, right? And the banner will come over here, and you'll be able to see what that looks like. Let me go in an incognito window to show you what that a real banner pop-up looks like, because I'm browsing for my normal sessions. And so this is a banner, right? Now, once the banner is there and someone accepts cookies, and after that they fill a form, then you can associate their activity with their contact record in crm.secondbrainwash.com. Without them accepting the cookies and declaring their identity, that association doesn't happen, but you still have the benefit of privacy friendly analytics to see and get a clear view of of the anonymous analytics to see how many purchases you're getting, what products people are showing interest in, what pages are being viewed, what's being read, what's not being read, how much time people are spending. So all of that is happening by default in a privacy friendly way. So yeah, just make sure to simply do that. Add your cookie yes ID. It's a rather straightforward process to the second brainwash dashboard. Enable that. Allow people to give their consent. We'll talk way more about this in the forms and data section because that's dedicated to this. So this one, I just want to keep it short.